Right. Eddie Hearn, congratulations on what I will say was an absolutely fantastic, entertaining card from start to finish. Well done.
Thank you. I'm just pleased that Joe Cordina got the nod because it wouldn't have been, would have been sitting here feeling pig sick. But great card, great mix throughout the card, and of course the main event, one of the fights of the year. And I thought Joe was fantastic tonight, as was Rakimov, to be honest with you, but a tremendous fight.
Him winning the belts back, like we said, it got taken off him weirdly last time over an injury, which is strange. But he went in there and really put on a performance. He didn't go in there to just win it back. He went in there to take it. That attitude of Joe Cordina, how's that make you feel as his promoter?
Great, because I think watching Joe come through, and I've been watching him for 10 years through the amateurs, the worry was, one, does he punch hard enough? And two, how tough is he? And I think those last two fights have answered those questions, and tonight particularly, when Rakimov was spent after the fight, and Joe was fresh as a daisy, got hurt in the third or fourth round, but Rakimov was hurt in most rounds, and he showed how tough he was tonight, showed how he could fight on the inside, fight at range, and I thought it was a great performance.
Moving forward, I think you touched on, everyone's called out, oh yeah, possibly going up against Zelfa Barrett, but you sort of paused that and said, Zelfa Barrett as a possible voluntary, but what we're really starting to look at and consider now is a unification. Just your thought process on why the unification rather than Zelfa, when that seemed to be at the forefront last time you spoke about it.
I think it's on Joe, really. I mean, I love the Zelfa Barrett fight. I think it's a really good fight, but at the same time, I think Joe will want to make up for lost time, and he'll want the other champions. He'll want to fight world champions, but it's whether they're available. I think what he must do is fight in August or September, get that momentum, and if it is a voluntary, I love the Zelfa Barrett fight, and if not, I think he'll be looking at the champions.
Sandy Ryan then, another world champion, female world champion out of your stable, a fighter that I don't know, seemed to started 5 minutes ago, and there she is standing proud and loud with that belt. Talk to us about Sandy Ryan.
Yeah, really pleased for Sandy. I think she got a lot of stick when she lost. She didn't take it very well. It's very, I think people, when we talk about social media criticism, it is tough. And I think sometimes you see female fighters getting stick as well for their performances. And I think, I'm not saying it's different for a female, but I think sometimes they can't really understand it, and ask themselves why. I'm just out here trying my best, I'm making sacrifices, and I don't know why I'm getting criticism. And unfortunately, that's the boxing world that we live in. And Sandy got a lot of criticism because she was quite outspoken when she turned pro, and she lost, and it was almost like a ha-ha moment, which is typically British, really. And she kind of took herself away, not locked herself away, but really got disciplined and kept the outside noise away from her. And I'm really proud of the way she's come back, beat Farias, beat Sanchez, and became world champion tonight. And it could be McCaskill next in an undisputed fight.
A fight that I know she was keen to start speaking about, but she was like, let me get Saturday out of the way, and then we can talk about all the rumours on the internet. But you've got another belt holder. Congratulations for that. Jordan Thompson going in against Luke the Duke Watkins, a credible British cruiserweight. Your feedback on that fight, because there was a couple of moments where it was like, not again, not again.
No, I think it was a good performance. I mean, he's really made sacrifices as well. Tony Sims trains these boys very hard. It's what Jordan needs. Needs that guidance, needs that mentor, needs to improve technically. And I thought he looked really good tonight. I think he'll learn a lot from that. I think he'll put him in great stead. And I think he's exciting. Looks the part, can really punch. Huge cruiserweight. And I think he can beat them all, because when you can punch like that, you've always got a chance, Got to keep on working with Tony, and, little rest now and get out towards the end of the summer. I'd like to see him fight a decent-sized name in the division, cruiserweight.
I remember you said that you think he's sort of past the British level, but we've got such a good crop of British fighters at world level.
It's not that he's past those guys, but I just think when you have ability to beat people who are the level above, why not step into that level, And I think they're all dangerous fights. All the domestic guys, everyone can punch a cruiserweight, but he has one-punch knockout power, and he actually can beat those guys, and I think he can win world titles. But long way to go, but a really good win for him tonight.
Zelfa Barrett, his performance, another boxing clinic. He's so tidy, he's so compact. Another one that can really get you out of there with one punch. Your thoughts on Zelfa's performance and what's next for him?
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance. I thought it was a world-class performance. You know, obviously the Joe Cordina fight's there for him, but I want to try and get him a world title shot. If that's Joe, great. If not, we need to look at others, because he was unlucky against Rakhimov and a bit more experience. You know, he hurt him, but we saw what Rakhimov does, which is grind you down and stop you, and he couldn't do that to Joe tonight. But I feel like Zelfa should get a shot at the World Championship this year, and I was pleased with his performance.
And finally, I just want to touch on Fraser. Popped up today. We saw, I don't know, you had a conversation. What was the what did you speak about?
I just want to, I don't want to do all this work if you're not going to take the fight. He guarantees me he's taking the fight, but it's not what the team are saying. So they just need to get together and just be honest. I don't want to put work in, get the money together, book venues, and if you just don't want the fight. Fraser wants the fight, but obviously there's been investment in Fraser Clarke. Do they want to gamble? And, will they take the fight if we win the purse bid? Tell us categorically, say it publicly, that you will. Because I ain't going to muck around putting a bid in if you ain't going to bother. And they might say, oh, we're not telling you, we'll let you know. Fuck off, just tell us. Like, that's not. And you can talk about, promoters need to work together, we need to do this. And then all of a sudden we've got a purse bid, and you're saying, we don't know whether we'll take the fight or not if we lose the purse bid. So it doesn't really make sense, but hopefully those guys can get together and we can just go for it. Let's go for the purse bid. If we lose, no problem doing it on Sky, and they'll make a fortune. So good luck to them.
I'm ignorant when it comes to this stuff and what's ordered and how the British Boxing Board of Control works. When I saw that there was a fight announced for the 10th of June, I did take a step back and thought, well, how's that work? But for the ignorance like myself, can you explain, when a fight is ordered, are you allowed to have a fight in between? Because I said purse bids in by the 10th of May, and then the fight's got to take place no later than the end of September, I believe.
So the British Boxing Board of Control, the only governing body that actually don't have set rules around a purse bid. So every other governing body, when the purse bid is made, you cannot have another fight, otherwise you forfeit your position. You have to stage, the winning bidder will stage the fight between 28 days and 90 days after. In this instance, we would bid on the 10th of May to do the fight actually at the end of June. But they're saying they're fighting June 10th. So what we just need to say is no one's fighting in the interim. So publicly, I would like them to confirm, it's not trying to be clever, are you going to fight on June 10th? So that should be the questions to Boxer. Is Fraser Clarke boxing on June 10th? And the next question is, if Matchroom win the purse bid, are you 100% letting Fraser Clarke take the fight on DAZN? They're the two questions. And I just want some clarity, because otherwise I won't waste the time. I don't want Fabio's career to be messed around. We're on a nice trajectory, so let's see what comes back.
If it doesn't come back the way that it's set out to come back, who would you choose first for? Who would you like to choose first for Fabio? Would you choose your home fighter, Solomon Dakers, or would you bring Adelaide in?
I would choose Solomon Dakers because obviously he's with us. But I like the Adelaide fight as well. And, I think Adelaide will feel very hard done by that he didn't get the mandatory call. But there you go.
There you go. Eddie, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on a good card, and I'll see you at the next one. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.